Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Clemens again on Tuesday, and I have another Jan Brett book for you. And this one's called The Mitten. Okay, again, written by Jan Brett. So maybe you'll notice some similarities in the illustrations. Maybe she'll leave us clues in the little parts on the side. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, we're going to try and identify the story elements since this is a fiction story, so you're going to be listening for the characters, the setting, and be thinking to yourself about what happens in the beginning, the middle, and the end to practice retelling. Okay? Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally, Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. You see it there in the snow? Hard to see, right? It blends right in. It's the same color. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Again, we've got animals in the book. It's in the winter again. And she's giving us clues about what animal will join in next. Next, a hedgehog came sniffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, but when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave him lots of room. Now look what's coming next. The bear. You think the bear's going to want to fit in the mitten too? You think the other animals are going to be happy about that? Let's wait and see. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. So the bear made his way in. Now look who's coming. Mouse. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Uh-oh, now look. Nikki's looking like, uh-oh, I think maybe I lost my mitten. See over here on this side too? You see that he has the one. Is Baba going to be happy if he lost his Snow White mitten? Probably not. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Ka-choo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. So when the mitten flew up in the air, it flew by Nicky where he found it. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. So look at that one. It looks like it's a little stressed out from having all those animals in there. There. Look, now Baba sees it too. She's thinking, what happened? Okay, so again, we're going to talk about story elements, and today you have a paper that looks like this, has the title The Mitten on it, and you're going to draw or write, however you'd like to do it, the characters here. So you would draw Nicky, right, the boy, maybe his Baba or grandmother, and then you would draw the other animals, right, the bear, the snowshoe rabbit, the fox, the mouse. Add all the animals in, and the setting. So again, they're outside in winter, and most of the time was in a mitten. So you could draw a mitten or a snowy scene. Then you're going to tell what happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end. In the beginning of the story, Nicky went out to play with his new white mittens, right? In the middle of the story, he had lost a mitten, so all of these animals started joining in. At the end of the story, the mouse made the bear sneeze, and then the mitten flew back to Nicky where he was able to head home. So when we talk about fiction stories, it is important for us to go back and practice retelling the story. We also have our sight words to practice, so you should have this page where you practice tracing the words 3 times and then writing them on your own. And I'd like for us to practice those with our new flashcards that kind of have the picture to help us remember the word. So I want you to either echo me, so listen first and I'll say it, or if you think you remember them, you could say it with me. We're going to start by saying the letters first. So W-H-E-R-E, where? Where are you? Where? Next one, S-O, so. So. Do you remember this one? I-S, is cold. O-F, of, we have to bow to the Queen of Hearts. O-F, of. H-O-W, how, so we have to chew our gum and think, how many gumballs? Right? H-O-W, how. And the last new word, M-A-N-Y, many. Many mosquitoes. That would be terrible. M-A-N-Y, many. And we're going to practice our vowels, start reviewing vowels and going over the middle sounds in words, so not the beginning sound and not the sound at the end, but the sound in the middle. So you should have a paper that looks like this, and you're going to use your eye to spy pictures that have the A, short A sound in the middle of the word, and then you're going to color those pictures. Okay, so here I have a v, an, in the middle there, so I would color the van. The little boy taking a nap, app, nap. Okay, tag down here, ag, tag. So you're going to go through, and if you're not sure what a picture is supposed to be, your adult can help you. And you're going to color the pictures that have the short a sound in the middle of the word. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.